Now, let's talk about the 2D cloud in physical sky. For doing that, you have to turn on the clouds. And as you can see, we have a 2D interesting clouds here. If you go into the clouds system here, cloud tab, we have 5 or 6 layers if you want. As you can see, the 5 layers of clouds. From here, you can turn them on or off. Layer 3, yeah, the layer 3 are it's our main. It's layer 2. Yeah, as you can see, we have the same setting for each layer that I'll explain it with a layer. Layer 2 are the actually main. You can turn the layer on or off here. You can open and close it. Okay, first begin from the roll off. As you can see, we have an gradient here. This gradient does not change the color of the cloud. This is for changing the visibility of the cloud from top to the horizon line. From here is a black to the here. It means from here to the here we have our clouds. If I change it, as you can see, we from this space from here, the gradient is working and we have dense cloud at the horizon. It's actually mixing the clouds to the horizon line. So you can define your horizon line mixing to your cloud with roll off. The cast shadow, if you turn it on, it's casting shadow on the ground and the floor. It looks like this. As you can see, it's cast shadow. It's working with transparency in the settings. I explained that. As you can see, we have a casting shadow on the floor. We are working to layer 2. And as you can see, the layer 2 are interesting setting that other layers is exactly that, like that. First, as you can see, any of these cloud are making with a noise. Noise system are very important in Cinema 4D, and you can set lots of noise with the name or with their shape here. Okay, these are noise. You can change the color of your cloud here. As you can see, color of your cloud. I make this color because I want to see it better. The changing. You can change the color here, as you can see. If you right click, you can change it to the huge if you want, huge or default if you want it. You can save your preset, any setting that you change, or load preset from your content browser or asset browser. Here, the height of that cloud from the floor, as you can see, any uh, any layer of the light has its own different height. It's a density. It's for changing the density. It means brightness. It changes the brightness of your cloud. I make it to the white. As you can see, it's brighter or lighter or darker. The coverage, it's actually how much of this color engage or fill the sky. For example, coverage, as you can see, we have more of that. The thickness is how thick your cloud is. For example, how much the sun rays can pass through the clouds. You can see the thickness better here. And as you can see, the thick or light cloud. You can see the difference. It's a thickness of cloud. It's very simple. But they are 2D, don't forget that. And the transparency, for doing that, you have to turn the cast shadow, and the transparency allows the cloud to pass the ray through that or not. It's this transparency, if you make it 100% transparent, you have no shadow. If you have some transparency, you can see the shadow on the ground. An interesting part here is animation speed. We have two speed, two clouds. Inner speed, as you can see in nature, you can see the clouds are animating inside them. We have an animation inside the movement inside the cloud, and they change the position to north, south, or west to east. You can animate the overall position movement of your cloud. So this is inside inner animation. This is an outer animation. For inner animation, you can see you can add the animation to your cloud and you have to render it, but you can right click and activate animation here, and as you can see, you can the inside animation, inner animation of your cloud that you can see it on the render. I deactivate it. This is an offset. It changed. It actually randomized your animation. The scale, you can scale your uh, cloud to any direction, north, south, west, or east. You can scale it. The better thing scale is like this. As you can see, to the north, to the south, you can scale your cloud. Nice. Or any position that you want, you can scale it. And now you can see the animation. You have to animate it in keyframe here. For example, I keyframe the main cloud there, and in this segment, we are going far from. As you can see the movements of cloud. Yeah, you can see it. You can see it. It's moving, and then another keyframe. It's going from north to the south, or any direction that you want, and you can go to your setting and animate your video to see it. But you can see it. Nice. As you can see, the cloud are movement. So don't forget that we have two animation, inner animation, and the changing the position of the cloud that you can simulate cloud movement to any direction. Okay, as I said before, this is on layer 1 of color, a different noise, different setting, different height. Layer 2, layer 3, layer 4, as you can see, the setting are the same. Layer 5, or you can layer 6. And for example, give this boxy shape, as you can see in the layer noise, and you can create a boxy shape of your cloud, and you can turn it on or off from here. But don't forget, these are 2D. Okay. In a previous layer versions, old version of Cinema 4D, in environments, we have a tool for creating 3D clouds, but in a new versions, it does not support it. But if you create your cloud from older version, because we have lots of interesting tools for creating clouds in new version, I will explain them. But before we have these tools, create cloud tool, these are creating volumetric, or that's 3D cloud, real 3D cloud. But in new version, it does not support, but they put the volumetric cloud option here that you can turn it on, and we have a lot of setting there that they are not useful here because we cannot draw any volumetric cloud there. It was nice, but it has lots of issues. I work with that, but I don't like it. I didn't like it, but it's there. If you use an older version and you want to open your file in a new version of Cinema 4D, you have to see those clouds, volumetric clouds in a basic, you have to turn it on, and then you can change it. But they are all dismissed, and they are not support. And I don't want to explain it because they are useless now. So this is all about the clouds in Cinema 4D. Hello my friends, to continue these tutorials on YouTube, subscribe us, like us, and hit the bell icon. And now you will be alerted about all of the amazing videos that we release.